Hi there, this is Paul, and in this video I'm going to talk about three things that have been coming up as we go along this video builder launch process. Now the first thing is everybody's been asking, how do we import our own media? Okay, now you go to media library and you go to my media, right? It'll be in this section here. You go to default and you click on upload file and click add files, and you can upload it directly from your computer. Okay, now here's what I want you to forewarn on this. Okay, as you can imagine, with any video editing technology that has multiple tracks like Camtasia, Adobe Premiere, and so on, there are certain compatibility issues with certain media formats, right? So right now we're figuring out when some renders are failing, it's because of this reason, where external video files that are not compatible with our web-based app is being imported and trying to be rendered in the timeline. So again, as I mentioned, we are working on it, where we'll figure out slowly as we go along, where we know what kind of formats are being imported and what kind of formats are not compatible, and then we'll create the compatibility for those formats as we go along. Okay, so that's something to watch out for. And the other thing that I want to mention, this second most important one I want to mention, is also other types of rendering issues that you might be facing. See, the number one reason is external video sources that are being imported are not compatible within the application, and we'll be working on it obviously to make it compatible with all kinds of video files and so on going forward. And the second one is when you're trying to put multiple avatars in the same track. You see, this is an explainer video maker application, right? So we actually made the whole application to ensure that you have one avatar explaining to the audiences and trying to capture their attention and close leads and sales for you and your clients. Now on top of that as well, so you just want to stick with one avatar per project. Okay, and so the other rendering issue that we've been seeing is if the avatar is in track 2 and you have a lot of animations and effects and so on. So what you would do in that case, if for whatever reason the avatar is not showing, or the audio, text-to-speech audio is not playing, you just drag and drop, for example, it's in my screen, the actual animation background that I have here into track 4, and just put the avatar in track 3 or track 1, and that is working as well. So we're just trying to figure out why it's the track number 2 right now. That's the that's causing the issue of maybe audio not showing up for the text-to-speech, or the avatar not displaying, but all the other text effects, motion capture animations, 3D animations showing up on screen. Okay, so that's another thing that I want to mention here. And another issue that seems to be coming up is about intros not doing rendering, and that issue comes up when you try to put the intro and the video, the 3D avatar and so on, in the same actual playing at the same time simultaneously. So let me explain that right now. So if this avatar that's right here, it gets moved to this, now see this, what's happening on the screen right now. Basically it's playing at the same time as the intro. Now this is going to cause issues too, because think of it, you're having an intro which is going to take up the whole screen, and then you're trying to put a 3D avatar as well there. So that's not a good idea, right? So what you want to do in that case is you should separate the video track, right, to the actual, in this case, as you can see, the actual introduction. So both of them play one after each other, not simultaneously. Again, this is another thing that's important, and to ensure that you do not have any issues. Now the next thing I want to talk about is the ability to move and resize elements, which can be 3D animations, text effects, and motion elements like that. So how this works is pretty straightforward. I know you've probably seen it in my previous video, but some have asked, so I wanted to cover this again, where this is located in the filter section, by the way. You see that? So this is where you need to use the resize and move filter. And so the way it's going to work is you just click and drag and drop it into the timeline on that particular actual animation. In this case, the 3D animation, for example, you would do that, right? And I've already had it, so I'll show you how it will look once you do it. Once you drag and drop it, it's gonna show up like this. Okay, you see that? resize and move. Let me do this, bring it here. Resize and move. Right below the volume, you have setup here. So that's what you would create. You would see, and you click setup, and this is where you would move the avatar. You see that? You can move it wherever you want, as you can see in your screen right now. And if I move a little bit to the right and so on, I can play around with it. Basically, you see that I can play around with it, and I'm gonna just put it here for now. You know, you can play around. You can do what you want with it, basically, and you can click save. Okay, and close. You can do the same thing, by the way, with the text animations and so on. So let me show you. Actually, this is the lower third element, and again, I put the resize and move filter, right? So you can do the same thing. You go to properties. In this case, you can do the same thing, resize and move here. You see that when I clicked on it, right below the properties, and I can move this along, right? I can even resize it. You see that resizing button here? I can boom, resize, and have it right here, okay? And like so, okay. And boom, I can click save, and then it's done. So that's basically for lower third animations. Now I can do the same thing for text effects. You see the text effect here? I can just resize it, make it bigger, make it smaller, and where I want it to appear, I'm gonna just make it appear sort of in the middle, because the character is right here. So I'll just click save, and boom, done. So that's all you really need to do here to ensure that you can move and resize elements, move your avatar to the right, left, and so on, using the drag and drop facility and using the filter, which is the resize and move filter. Now I know with an application like this, which rivals the bigger applications out there from really huge companies, there are going to be some questions you may be having, because there's so many features in this. So in that case, you can always ask us, and we'll be happy to assist you and guide you through the process and get you set up with your first campaign. And then after that, it really becomes a question of just doing the same thing over and over again. You just have to get used to it, right? Finally, let's look at the project that I just created right in front of your eyes that you saw, that I explained a bit. So let me show you some of the elements that are playing here, and let me play this right now. So you have the introduction here with the logo reveal.
The end user gets a fully flexible animation video canvas to create motion animation videos, explainer videos, 3D avatar explainer videos.
So as you can see here, that is the text effects and so on, and then you can add other additional text effects like so you see on your screen, and then we have transitions as well towards the end if you saw it like so, right? And then we have transitions in the end like so, as you can see here, with text animations and so on, and transitions from the video. So this is a transition right here, right? Transition out of the actual avatar to a actual outro, right? Which is asking you to like us on Facebook. So this is how it would look like when your clients are creating and you yourself are creating a professional project. And it's so straightforward, and all you got to do is then render it and download it using the download button here. You see that little button here? Download it, and boom, it's going to save into your computer, and now you can upload it to YouTube or do whatever you want with the other flexibility with you.